So you said it was day 126 of the Art Life blog?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Right on.
I'm Sekhar Rainbringer.
My name is Jacob Wolf. Thank you for coming, meeting me here today. I'm really excited about this interview. Okay, so I get to meet the coolest people. I didn't realize that Sekhar was a sitar player. I think that is super rad.
It was mainly from my artwork, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean,
stuff on my Facebook and...
I just knew you were an artist, like, it's very apparent, but people's artistic abilities range so much.
There's some serious crazy brilliance in the city.
Right on.
I see on Facebook every day people posting different stuff that they've done. It's amazing. Like the wire wrapping with different stones, crystals, jewelry, gemstones. Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
People are getting deeper and deeper and deeper into the details of all the artwork that they're putting into it. Some pieces,
I'm going to turn this down
huge.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But, so do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been here in Portland since 2001, and I just kind of dug through the culture of this city ever since I got here, and I got involved in some pretty weird shit since I've been here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, like, I came out here pretty much just like a regular rural, all-American redneck, and then I got exposed to a lot of the culture out here. I mean, like, I don't know, I guess maybe a little mixture of hippie in there. My dad was more like the redneck, my mom was more like the hippie, and so I was kind of always a mixture of the two in my personality. I think I identify more with my mom, though. She's definitely more pacifist and loving individual, and I see it in her adulthood versus my dad's adulthood. Like, he's out there in the desert, nobody really likes him. My mom, like practically everybody she meets, they love her, and I'm like, yeah, that's the way to go. More people like you, the more you know you're going the right way.
So you think that's where you get your personality traits?
Yeah, it's just not being afraid to be myself. You know, like I was 12 years old when I first got introduced to sitar. I met this guy that I was 12 years old. Standing in the lunch line, there's a guy standing in front of me, and he was just goofing around, making up songs on the fly because he was bored. It was a long ass line. I'm just like, hey, I like you. We got a jam, because, like, you know, I played like keyboards and stuff like that. I go over to his house, and him and his dad jam all the time. Their whole musical family. It was really, really cool people. And I was jamming with his bass guitar. I had it sitting over my lap just like this, and I was playing the bass guitar like that. And so his dad, he looks at me, and he's like, hold on a sec, I'll be right back. And he goes into the garage, pulls out a sitar he hasn't touched since the 60s, takes the bass guitar out of my lap. I said, don't move. And he puts the sitar in my lap. He's like, if you can make any kind of sound with that sounds beautiful, you can have it. So
wow.
That's how I ended up with the first one. I fell in love with it, and it stuck with me ever since. And, I've played with all sorts of other instruments. My dad was a band manager, so I had instruments laying around the house ever since I was born.
What was your first instrument that you played?
Shit, probably like a little toy kalimba thing.
What's that?
Like you know the little toys, the little children's toys. They got like little metal slats that are all in different keys. You know, they're like a pentatonic scale.
Oh, okay. Right.
It's like on a little metal keyboard with little hammers that are usually attached to a rope. Little children's toys. I played a lot on that, and then I evolved to like piano and stuff like that. I was like maybe 2 or 3 when I started playing piano.
Wow.
And started playing around with all the different instruments that was available, like guitars, bass guitars, mandolins, banjos, whatever was laying around. I'd play it. My dad told me don't touch them, but you know, like I was like, I want to, and my mom was like, go for it, go for it. She'd be like sitting there just stoned out of her mind watching me playing these instruments all over the place. And she'd be like, go for it. You're going to learn how to do some really cool shit with that. And my dad's like, this belongs to such and such. Don't touch that. And I'm like, whenever my dad went off to work, my mom's like, let's go down with that tape recorder. We had hundreds of tapes, all sorts of cool stuff.
Wow.
I love my mom. She was always very supportive of me whenever I did anything artistic. She taught me how to read and write by the age of 3. And, yeah, I was reading all sorts of stuff, like Cat in the Hat and stuff like that. You know, I was reading that like 3 years of age. I was pretty intelligent, but, you know, it also came from how much communication she put into me. You know, like, it was all about the programming. You know, like, people don't realize if you talk to your kids while they're growing up, they're going to learn how to speak a lot faster.
Mm.
And my mom was definitely, like, in my face every day for the first 20 years of my life. I still see her every now and then, and I love it. I have a very good relationship with her.
Good.
She's inspired me to do a lot and just keep doing what I'm doing. And, I don't know, like I play bass guitar. As you see, I got the bass guitar over there. I play guitar, all sorts of other instruments, and played in a lot of different bands. I've played in mostly bass guitar in bands.
Did you play in, like, school band?
No.
No?
No. Briefly substituted school for a little bit in a junior high as a music teacher, though.
Wow.
For a little bit. Like, total of 4 months, and then they kicked me out. I couldn't control my mouth. It's easy to do when you're around a bunch of mouthy teenagers. It's hard not to go, fuck you, you know.
So you were completely self-taught?
Mostly in the beginning. I started to really study, about 2002. I started really studying. It was right around the time my wife at the time was going to school. Me and her are no longer married. But she's the reason why I moved here to Portland, though. Like, she was going to school over at the College of Art and Crafts. The financial advisor, Lisa something or other, I forget what her last name is. Really talented woman. It'll come back to me sometime. She was involved with a lot of circus performers and a lot of artists and a lot of painters and noise performers and what they call performance art cabarets and stuff like that. Cirque Noir troupes. She's affiliated with a lot of those circles of people, and I met people from away from that school, but they knew her, and then somehow we ended up on stage together, and that was really my first experience of Portland's infrastructure. Like, if you start making really good friends, they stick, and not only that, they come with cool people who end up your friend too.
Totally.
And like, that's why a lot of people want to come in and live here, because it's a good place. You know, like, people come here to be weird, to be themselves. Like,
yeah, I definitely didn't fit in Nebraska, and I came here, and it was like, oh, I'm home. Like,
oh man,
land of the weird. People just accept me. Like, they don't care. I don't care. It's just everybody's chill with everybody for the most part.
Yeah, totally. I was sitting in the waterfront park with my girlfriend Ruby near the 4th of July. We were just sitting there. I was playing the sitar, and she was just like sitting there. And this guy walks by, and he's like, dude, I just want to say you're awesome. Yeah, I was just talking with her the other day, and I just got to say, man, go for it. He was telling me the other night how much he loves you, and that he's going to give you the most awesome back rub. Yeah, man. And Ruby looked at me, and she's like, do you know that guy? I'm like, I've never seen him before. And she's like, I love Portland.
So where did you go to school for music?
Oh, fuck. It's been like a regular learning experience for me ever since I was little. Ever since I was little, there'd be people throwing stuff my way. I learned stuff online officially. School-wise, it was over the internet classes, and those were actually really intense. It's been like about 3.5 years waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and going on these net meeting sessions and having to deal with AOL Online free. I met this person, Chandrakant Sabatura, on Yahoo Messenger when I was just dinking around with my friend Sitar over Yahoo Messenger chat lines. That's back in the days when they had user chat lines. And he enjoyed what I was doing, and he invited me to perform as part of this experiment that he's doing for his school. It was like he was thinking of extending his school to online classes. So he took 6 students for this class. Normally, he has just everybody right there in his school. And they had all sorts of different, really, really famous people come in and out of that school. They all knew Chandrakant Sabatier, and they all thought he was a nutcase. I got to really get to know this man in the 3 years that I was studying with him. He was a very, very brilliant man. He's one of those people that don't suffer fools well. But like if you listen, then he'll put a lot of knowledge in your brain real quickly. Like, cause it'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning. It would start. He'd be sitting there. He'd be already coffeeed up, and he wouldn't stop until like 6, 7 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Yeah, and he'd be doing that, hitting it like 7 days a week. It was like sometimes I felt like my brain was too full. Actually, many times.
Sounds really intensive.
Oh yeah, it was intense, but I learned an awful lot.
What year did you start?
It was back in like 2002.
2002?
Yeah.
So you did it until 2005?
No, it's like more like the beginning of 2002, and then like 2004.
Right on.
Was when I finished. So like, yeah.
And what kind of a degree did you get with that?
It was gosh, it's been so long now, I don't even remember. It was an MPA, PhD for Ayurvedic medicine, Indian music history, Indian classical, quantum physics, all these different things I studied. And
wow.
I pounded a lot of knowledge in there. And there was a lot of people, it wasn't just him. Like Binzen Joshi, who was...
What was the name of the school?
It was Chandrakant Sabatiera's School of Healing Music. Ever since he passed away, it's become like Darshanam, and his colleague Shardismukh, I think his name is, totally different style of teaching. He's like totally traditionalist. He's not as free thinking as Sabatiera was. Sabatiera was cool. He had a sense of humor. Like he's like, normally when a student does something wrong, I will slap him on the side of the head and say stop, and they will stop. But since I cannot do that with you, I will go like this, and then you will stop. It's metaphorical. There's a few times that I took a violin clip and attached my sitar to it, like the early stages of me playing electric sitar. And the reason why I mainly got a pickup for my sitar is because the sound engineers of Portland. All the different stoned out, drugged out sound engineers going, dude, where do you mic this fucking thing? They're like putting like a zillion different microphones around me. I'm like, dude, hold on a second, right there. That's where the sound's coming from, right there. And like they're like trying all these different things. Like every show that I've played out here, people are like, oh, what does this knob do? Oh wait, that's too loud. Oh shit, let's turn that back down. So many times where my sound went up and down without me. I was like, wait, where did my sound go? Portland.
What was your next step after you graduated?
Oh man, I had a lot of exposure to a lot of things. I didn't really hardly sleep at all. I was kind of in a manic state from the moment I moved here all the way to about 2008 when I started to calm down. I got involved with the avant-garde scene, which does a lot of weird performance arts, like we were breaking up television sets and handing pieces to the people in the audience, and freestyle rapping and playing instruments and all sorts of crazy shit. A lot of creative, really cool stuff, but it's really hard to approach from the mainstream end. And stuff that I did with Noah is especially not of the mainstream, but definitely some of the finest work that I ever did, though.
Right on.
And like I've met so many really brilliant artists out here.
Is there one act in particular that you're thinking of that just stands out?
Well, with Noah, it was definitely Societas Insomnia. That was like my... Well, Societas Insomnia was like basically the circus that was the extension of the band, in my viewpoint anyway. Because like when I knew him, it was just like, we're just couple of musical brothers playing some really interesting exotic music together. I played sitar, he played gongs and scrap metals, and whoever joined in was coming in and out. I'm still friends with a lot of them. In fact, I was talking about you about talking with you earlier about Travis McAllister, who used to play a lot of horns and drums with that band. We're still all really friendly. I'm grateful for that, really, because everybody's pretty much serving the same goal as far as keeping the culture and the musical scene interesting here, and for new things for people to see, and go home with new things to look up on the internet. For example, all the times that I go out there and play sitar for people, they never seen this before, and they hear it for the first time. It's like sometimes people hear that and they're like, oh, I've heard that in movies before. Yeah, Apu from the Simpsons.
So what kind of projects have you been working on lately?
Well, lately I haven't had a whole lot of luck with forming projects. I've met a lot of great musicians who are in and out of the city, but there's too many people who got too many different things going on, and they're like, dude, it'd be really cool if you came in for a project and it ends up just being a recording project that once it's recorded, it's like, oh, okay, that's it. All right. There was a couple of folks that I used to work with on a regular basis who I tried to start a project with recently that things just didn't work out with that. A friend of mine is in the hospital, Vietnam War veteran, Delbert Lindbergh. Really, really sweet guy. I met him over at the Starday Lounge when it was just a little tiny, mom and pop type place. It's gotten way big now. It's like the shows that they have there are way too loud. It was a lot more humble before, and the musicians all just came there and just chatted with each other. It's starting to become kind of like what Lights In used to be. I don't know if you're familiar with that. A lot of people speak of it. Yeah, I closed back in like 2012 or something like that I closed. It used to be like Portland's little southeast Cheers, people loved that place. It was, they had a regular Thursday open mic that pretty much all the great guitar players of the city went down there to jam at. Sunday Lounge, Societus and Sunday, me and No Mickens and all these other folks got together. Too many names right off the bat. I don't even remember everybody's official names or what they call themselves now. Because, there's aliases, everybody, burners and musicians and performers like, no, I am Diamond. It's like, okay, Jamie, whatever.
So do you just perform solo?
Pretty much lately, yeah. I mean, I go out there, I pick people at random. We're like, you doing anything interesting? Would you like to jam with this? Come on, meet me at Monday Funday or some shit. I play at Monday Funday every now and then. I pretty much follow the sound of the drums because that's like my natural ally right there. If somebody can hold the beat, then I'm gravitating towards it. And then all of a sudden, big jam circle happens when when I go to Monday Funday. People bring a little.
Where's Monday Funday?
It's over on Colonel Summers Park. It was like 19th in Belmont. It's just out the 15th.
Is it every Monday?
Yeah. Yeah, during the summertime when the weather's really nice. Actually, shit happens all year as far as food not bombs, but and they'll have the dodgeball and LARPing and yoga people and acro yoga people. This is a new Portland thing, like people doing cross between acrobatics and yoga. It's badass. People are really, really talented with it. I've seen this guy stand his girlfriend up on one foot and she's spinning around really, really fast just with her stomach muscles. I'm like, wow, how the hell do you do that? That's amazing. Yeah, and the hoopers and the fire dancers. Oh man, there's so much talent in this city. I've just been ever since. I had to learn to take care of my body and my spirit. And just kind of ground myself a little. For the first 8 years of me living here, I was just sleepless. I'm like, oh, there's too much stuff to check out. I want to look at this, I want to look at that. But now I'm like a little more reserved because I hurt myself back in those days. So it's good to take care of my mind and my body and my spirit, and remember that I need sleep and food and stuff like that.
That is a good thing to do.
Well, you know, I mean, like I'd be like all night long online. After I got out of school, I was online like all night long looking for gigs and different ways I could go out there, working at private yoga studios and all sorts of other places. You know, sometimes street gigs, street fairs, Hawthorne Street Fair, I went and played there. Alberta Street Fair, went and played there. India Fest, played there. That was fun. Just a lot of different events here in Portland. That, you know, like a Rose Quarter, you could practically just, you know, drop a hat and make money anywhere. So it's just so much rich culture. I mean, it's like the only place I'd ever.
Is this what you do as a job?
Yeah, it's what I do as a job and a lifestyle. I pretty much like live for music. I compose stuff at random whenever I feel like it. I mean, whenever I have the technology at hand, you know, like if I can multi-track stuff, then I compose stuff. Sometimes I'll involve other people with it.
Where can people find your music?
YouTube, SoundCloud, SoundClick.
Okay, on
MySpace.
YouTube, where do they find you?
It'd be like Sekhar Rainbringer.
How do you spell that?
Sekhar.
And then Rainbringer.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, Sekhar.
We could really use some rain.
Yeah,
Sekhar.
for sure.
So I'm counting on you, buddy. Bringer of the rain.
Yeah, a long story about that one, but not too long. It's like Sekhar is a name that was given to me kind of like as a nickname when I was going to this Mandir temple over at Beaverton for a little while. I was just practically living there for months on end. I loved the food and I loved the people, and they were really, really nice. They educated me a lot about Indian culture, and I fixed up the Guruji's sitar. He hadn't had strings on that in like 21 years, and like I was like, really? Oh my gosh, he didn't know he could get strings on mine. He never messed around with computers, so like he just had a very sheltered life, but beautiful, very spiritual person. And I explained how I was actually, he was one of the people who brought it to light for me, about how sitar came in my life, you know, like that. It started off with that old hippie who hadn't touched a sitar in years, and he saw just sitar. It made sense in his eyes, and when it was in my hands, it made sense. And the Guruji told me, yeah, your soul will remember it forever, even if your body doesn't. You know, my hands, my soul will remember it. It's a part of me. Music's always been a part of me. And, you know, no matter if you find it with scrap metals or with drums or sitars or flutes or horns, if you're tapped into the vibrations, you know, you come up with artwork like this. You come up with artwork that comes from the heart, you know, and this is my medium. This is the one that people ask me to do, and that's the one that seems to calm crowds down. Like when I play guitar, I notice that there's more fights. When I play bass guitar, there's more fights. When I play sitar, people want to sit down and chill and sometimes talk spiritual stuff. And I find that it actually draws out an entirely different vibration out of people. So when I do that, I'm just like, you know, I've seen people just like walk by and then go, what the hell is that? That's awesome. And then I'm just like, this is called a sitar. This comes from India. I practically live my entire life to expose people to this instrument. And not only that, all the culture that came to it that people don't know about.
So, what are your goals with your music? What do you want to achieve?
Inspiring world to be more peaceful. Like the reason why I chose this is my main medium. It's a simple instrument. It's really easy to play once you learn the technique of it. I'm still not as good at it as I should be after all these years, but I'm kind of like whatever. It works for me.
So, I was telling you a little bit about the gallery that I hold. There's
Tell me about that. What do you have planned for me there?
well, it's on August 28th. If you don't have anything planned, I'd love to have you come and perform. We've got live music. There's going to be a bunch of artists there. We paint on the walls. That's you saw downstairs.
Yeah, there's some awesome artwork here.
There's a lot of rad artists that come.
There's a lot of artists I see just from the work here in your room. People I'd like to shake the hands of.
Yeah,
if I haven't done it already.
I can introduce you to some people. Hopefully,
that'd be awesome. I really would love to meet all the people here. Like, I'd love to see the other videos of this. Like, I hadn't even really heard of this until, like, when you invited me to do this. And
I'm glad that
this is cool.
This opportunity happened.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like, welcome to the infrastructure of this thing. You're really digging in like a termite to the wood of this culture. It's good. Soak it up, man. Get it all up on that. You're gonna really show a lot of people what it's all about, what people are fighting for, And the more you dig into it, the more you're gonna find people who are experts of permaculture and horticulture and all sorts of alchemical processes, like making colloidal silver or using vibration machines like the Rife machine devices, and there's all sorts of naturopathic experts out here. I'm not alone with the Ayurvedic stuff. In fact, a lot of it's like child's play compared to what people are getting into out here. It's amazing. There's a lot of knowledge out here, like Robbie, for example. Robbie is one of those people that, he could fill your head for days.
Yeah, and I wasn't at all bored during the interview with him. Like, he had a lot to say, and it was a little overwhelming, but at the same time, I had no problem sitting back and listening. I loved it. It was really my pleasure to get to meet him and get to listen to him.
Yeah.
Such as yourself, really. It's been a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Likewise.
Do you have any last comments, questions, or concerns?
Not really.
So hopefully we'll see you at the 4th Effin' Friday Gallery. That's what we call it, 4th fucking Friday of the month. August 28th. And then we're just gonna kind of end by listening to him jam for a minute or two, and we'll cut it from there. Peace, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. Art Life Video Blog, day 126. Sekhar Rainbringer, jamming on the freaking sitar, baby. Sekhar Rainbringer.
And beautiful music.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We love you.